365 Sports.
Michael Pittman Jr. is set to make $29 million this season, but there is an opt-out clause where the Colts can run out totally free should they do it. Before we even take a look at any other of the options here, just that alone. Should they say, no thanks, we're out? Or should they try to keep him, or not try, should they pay him $29 million this year?
Pierce has developed a lot. You have Downs who you don't use nearly as much, and now you have Warren. Go get another young guy, develop him. We know how the young guys have developed on your team so far. Get another guy, develop him. Don't need Pittman.
You know who plays, it reminds me a lot of Pittman? Elijah Surratt.
Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah. Well, I'm Kevin. He's Liam. We are happy to present 365 Sports Indiana as part of the 365 Sports Network.
Welcome back. This episode, we will discuss the offseason in-house free agents for the Colts, and we will tell you whether the Colts should keep him or kick him. You may be surprised what we have to say about key pieces like Daniel Jones, Kwitty Paye, and Braden Smith. So, let's go all in and find out what we do say.
Yes, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at 365 Sports Indiana, and don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, as we talked about that Michael Pittman, $29 million, I say cut him, get rid of him, get someone else.
Right. Yeah, you could save a lot of money that way and then spread that money to other places, maybe a little bit more deserving. I know he made his farm there in Indianapolis. That's great. Keep it. Go somewhere else to fund it.
Yep.
But, you know, that's if you're more business oriented and not willing, not liking to just keep people around just because you like them. But unfortunately, that tends to be what the Ursays do. So we're going to be as brutal as maybe we possibly can here. What we're going to do is we're going to go through the list, and it's quite an exhaustive list, honestly, of in-house free agents, the free agents that are potential, that are on the market for the Colts, from the Colts roster last year. All right? And so you have 4 choices here. Each person, you can say you can easily let go of them. You can say you could afford to let go of them. It could be nice to sign them or definitely keep them. Okay? So that's the scale. All right. Okay. First up, Braden Smith, right tackle. He's in a $13 million a year range.
I think it's because you have Bernard Ryman as your left tackle. Very, very solid. I think Braden Smith is very important. I think he's not a must need, but I think it's a would be nice to sign. I think you can get another right tackle, but the chemistry that this line has built together is it's hard to come by.
I hear you, but I think the glue is actually Tony Sperano Jr. and Braden Smith. He had a terrible season 2 seasons ago, and worked himself back from some mental health things. That's probably what will keep him on the Colts, because knowing that organization. But I say cut him, move Gonsalves to right tackle where he's more natural, and go out and get a young right guard and train him up. So go ahead.
Next up on the list, we have a big one, Daniel Jones.
Yes, I am going to put this in the category of it would be nice to re-sign him, but the reason it doesn't make the must-keep is because of the injury. He won't be back until maybe mid-season. I know. Everybody's going to say he'll be ready to roll. He shouldn't be if he's going to take care of himself appropriately coming back from an Achilles. It's in an entire year long to come back in full health. So it would be nice, but it's not a must sign. You think?
I am going to go the other side of the scale here. Could afford to let go.
Okay.
I think a lot of people were going to want him to stay, resign, all that stuff. But he kind of crumbled later in the season. I get he had injuries and stuff like that, but whenever he faced a good defense, he crumbled.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if that was just a fluke because I think there's only one good defense that he went up against, being the Steelers, but that was really bad.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about C.J. Stroud playoff bad.
Yeah.
But so and then after that, he was just injured whenever he played other good defenses. So I'm not sure exactly if that was just a fluke or whatnot. But from what I saw, that's kind of where I stand on it.
Yeah, I would say you're not going to sign him back for a $20 million, anything like that. The price has got to be right if he's going to come back, especially knowing his injury situation. Samson Ebukam.
Gone. Not too many edges, but younger guys who are just playing better. You have Latu and Kwitty who are playing pretty well. So I like it.
Yes, it is kind of crazy to see, especially coming with who else is next. But yeah, Ebukam, after his injury, just was completely down, and you have some up-and-comers behind him, including JT Tuimoloau from last year. I'm gonna group these together. Taekwon and Kwitty. I'm going to say you got to keep at least one of them. Doesn't matter to me which one. The other one I think is out, but you got to keep one.
I think you have to keep. I'll go even more specific. I think you got to keep Kwitty. He's better. I think he'll be a bit more pricey because of that, but he's worth the money. Edges are so important in today's game, especially whenever they're dropping in coverage and stuff like that. So important. So
Right.
I think Kwitty is a better all-around edge compared to Taekwon, and his skill set it fits right in with the Colts.
Yeah, I think the only way you let all three of these guys go is if you are targeting a guy, and we'll talk about next week the free agents that are out there the Colts could target. So if you're targeting a guy like Trey Hendrickson, then you let all three of them go and go after that guy.
Yeah. Next one, Mo Alley Cox. We said no last year,
We
but
did.
then he came back, and you saw how that went.
Right. I'm going to put him on the would be nice list. Obviously, Tyler Warren is the guy, but he can't be the every down, absolutely no injury guy. And Mo has been around. He knows the culture. That may not be a great thing either, though, knowing the Colts culture. So, but I'm going to say he'd be nice. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm going to say keep here because of we're talking about someone else later, and I'll tie that in later. So
All
I'm
right.
going to say keep here.
Sounds good. Then Danny Pinter, center/guard.
I don't see a need to keep him. I mean, I guess it'd be nice to sign him, but I mean, I think I'm more on the fence of like nice to sign / could easily let go. Either of those. I think it's not like someone I'm looking to offload immediately, kind of like Pittman is, but because I'm kind of like comparing it to like Pittman. Okay, we want to get rid of Pittman. We know that.
Yeah.
I don't for sure know I want to get rid of Pinter.
Yeah. I put this in the you could afford to let go of him. There are other people out there that could do that, and so if the price isn't right, Pinter is kind of a fallback even on the Colts roster. So if that's not a let's hurry up and sign him kind of thing.
Yeah. Next up, big one, Alec Pierce.
Yes, immediately. Why isn't it done already? It has to be done. This is a number one priority. He has done nothing but increase his contribution to the team. Every single year, he is doing nothing but improving. Alec Pierce is a must. If I fast forward back to his first game, there's no way I would ever say this because he dropped what would have been a game-winning touchdown in Houston that ended up being a tie in the worst season in recent memory of Colts history in 2022. And he got concussed both in the same game. And I thought, well, what in the world? He can't catch a pass that he needs to, and he gets concussed. but he has done nothing but grow. So it's a must. Absolutely do it yesterday. What do you think?
There are two sides of the scale. There's the Michael Pittman side of the scale where it's, we need to offload him. And then there's the Alec Pierce. You need to offload Michael Pittman so that you can sign this guy.
Yes.
He deserves the money that Pittman is getting, but Pierce won't even be all that money because it's just he's younger. He's not a vet.
Yep.
But he is the number one contributor. He was the number one in yards this season, the number one in reception yards per reception in the whole league for the second year in a row. And dare I say, he's probably our best blocking wide receiver.
Wow. All right. And that means something because Pitt prides himself on that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jermaine Pratt. He was here on a 1 year.
You need to sign him. He's better than Zaire Franklin. He does Zaire's job better than Zaire does, and Zaire is still doing his job for some reason. You talked about it multiple times. Zaire is just a glorified special teamer. He still kind of has that mentality to him. Jermaine Pratt does not. He has that linebacker mentality. He is the guy that you need instead of Zaire.
I would say Jermaine Pratt is a must sign. But I'm going to give a caveat. All things are off the table if Lou gets a head coaching job somewhere else. Now, that's dwindling as coaches continue to get signed. But he fits because he did it with Lou for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, then.
Next up is Neville Gallimore.
Yes. Filled in great. Definitely better than I forget the guy's name last year who came from the Dolphins to kind of fill that backup D tackle role. But I'm gonna say you could afford to let him go here. You need to get somebody. I don't know that you need to get somebody that is a vet, but you need to get somebody that is definitely more reliable because you're not sure at this point about DeForest Buckner and what is exactly going on with him, and you're not exactly sure how long Grover has left yet either. So you got to fill in the back somehow, and so that probably means you're getting a third or fourth round D tackle. Is what I'm thinking.
I agree. I don't think he's a must-have. It'd be nice to sign him, but I'm more of the lesser half of the nice to sign, not a necessity.
Right. All right. Another big one. Nick Cross, same rookie class as Alec Pierce.
You need to sign him. He also, just like Pierce, has been making that upwards trajectory. He has not gone down. I believe he will continue to go up, especially with Bynum on the other side, because they had Bynum for a little bit too.
Yep, 2 more years.
So that duo of Nick Cross and Bynum is going to be scary for quarterbacks because you have Cross coming down ready to lay the boom, and then you got Bynum, who's just a ball hawk. So I think it's a must sign.
Right. At the beginning of last offseason, we had no idea what, or even throughout last season, the last season in 24, we had no idea what the scheme was and who was the free safety and who was the strong safety and who was the best. The Colts know exactly the roles of each of these safeties, and it's Nick Cross. Nick Cross started his first ever game and then got benched halfway through, or just a few games into the 2022 season, and got flipped for somebody else. And he responded. He was, at the beginning of last year, he was the guy that, got in trouble for having the high ankle sprain tackle in training camp against Downs. But you got to sign him. You have to sign him. This is another reason to offload the money for Pitt.
100%. Next one we got is Amir Abdullah.
You can afford to let him go. That's kind of where I'm at. He served great, but he's not anywhere close to the future.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I don't think you need to sign him. I think DJ Giddens is a great backup for JT. Kind of does what JT does as well. So essentially you have two JTs at that point. One, not as developed and as good, obviously, but still, who would you rather have? Would you want another JT after JT's gone? Of
Right.
course you do. So, except Giddens, in my opinion, is a better catcher than JT is.
Yeah.
So it's JT plus the catching ability. So I love Giddens, which is why we don't need Abdullah.
Yeah. And then Laquan Treadwell.
There are so many receivers. I honestly forget about Treadwell so much. No offense to him at all. I mean, he's in the NFL, so I can't harp on him too much because I'm
Former
not
number
there.
one pick or number one first round. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not in the NFL myself, so I can't harp on him too much. But kind of what we're here to do. I don't see a need in signing him. We have so many receivers already. Doolin, Robbie Gould on the younger side, who's shown some good strides. So that does mean we're letting go of two receivers. So need to get one in the draft at least.
Yeah, my only hesitation here is he's a good vet that brings that leadership, and if you're getting rid of Pitt, you need some of that in there. But he's on again, off again, practice squad, so you can afford to let him go. That's kind of where it's at.
Yep. Next one, Shegu Olubi.
Yes, what a great name. If you asked me 2 years ago, I say yes, he's a must sign, but what they've done since then, I don't know if the system fits him really well. So I'm going to say it would be nice to sign him, but that's only if the money's right.
Yeah, I agree. I think his progress has kind of gone down whenever others have gone up, but he's still a great player. So I agree with you there.
And then Chris Lamons, kind of the go-to backup slot corner, maybe.
I've seen some great strides in him. I don't think he's going to be that expensive either, which is another really important factor to take in whenever looking at like all of these guys. How expensive do you think they'll be? I don't think he'll be that expensive to pay off. So I like keeping him here. I don't think it's a must sign, but I think it's a really, really good sign.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there. I put him in the it would be nice, but it's right there because as we've seen, like sorry, name slot receiver is escaping me now.
Kenny?
Yes, Kenny. He's getting older, right? And so he's on his way, and so you have to have some good fill-in, but sometimes that means going out into the draft and doing that too. So it kind of goes where you go there. And then we got Tyler Goodson.
Tyler Goodson, same reason Abdullah. I don't think you need him. I think you can actually use that money and go sign someone else in free agency. As people know, we do not have a first round this year. I don't think we have a second round either.
We do.
Okay.
Yep.
So, but still, no first round, so no like massive talent. You're looking for gems this draft.
Yep.
But you lose a round there, or you lose a pick there because of the because of that trade. So you have less players that you're drafting, which means you can't say, "Oh yeah, we'll get that in the draft," because you can't get everything in the draft.
Right.
And knowing Ballard, he's going to draft a million defensive linemen for no reason. So I don't think running back is one of the priorities here, especially whenever you have Giddens and JT already. I think you go out, get another type of, I don't know, a vet, but like someone who's on the younger veteran type of side, if that makes sense, like mid-20s maybe. Go out, get someone like that to kind of fill in your roster and stuff like that.
I would agree with you. Tyler Goodson is, don't worry about it, to me.
Yeah. Next one, Eric Johnson.
Yeah, defensive tackle hasn't shown a whole lot of growth development. Has kind of been a liability at times, so it's a no for me.
I am right there with you. No for me.
And that leads us to the last one, Drew Ogletree, same class, same rookie class as Alec Pierce and Nick Cross, right? Mm-hmm. And so here we go.
I told you I was going to tie it in with Mo earlier. This is who I was talking about. Don't need to sign Drew back. I like the core of Warren, Mo and Will Mallory. I like Will Mallory. He's a great blocker. Drew is he reminds me a lot of how Travis Kelce plays. Nowhere near as good, but very receiver tight end. Like you're just putting extra receiver on there, which is helpful at some points. But I want my tight ends to block. I need you to be able to block. Drew is not a blocking liability, but sometimes he completely misses his block.
Yep.
I haven't seen Will Mallory do that. They put Will Mallory in on the heavy packages, and he has shown that he can catch as well. So I'm not worried about it. I would rather Mallory than Drew, which is why I'm okay letting go of Drew.
Understand Mallory still has, I think, 2 more years on his contract, rookie contract. But so I put Drew in the exact same category I put Mo Alie-Cox, and it would be nice. But once again, the dollar amount has to be representative of what he has shown thus far, not the promise of what could be, because you've already played for 4 years. If you can't get it done at this point, will you? I don't know. That's kind of where things are at.
Very true.
Well, that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode called Attack with Fire on the Indy Ignite Major League Volleyball team. I'll be doing that with your mom there. And then later this week, we'll have our Candy Stripe Clear Out check-in with IU basketball. Keep the pace as we look at take our weekly look at Pacers basketball and a look at outside free agents we think should be a good fit for the Colts later in the week.
Yeah, well, this is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to stay 365 Sports Indiana.
365 Sports.